Why go for couple counselling? Hello, I'm Andrew G. Marshall. I'm a marital therapist. There are few problems in life that get better by ignoring them and hoping that they'll go away. Because while you're ignoring them, several things are happening. One person is generally going silent and they say, I don't know how I'm feeling, or they say, I've got no feelings at all. And that can feel like a form of defence and keeping things safe, but what often happens is your partner in the meantime is filling the gaps. They're coming up with what you might be feeling, what might be the reason why you're doing something. And the problem is often that's not going to be very kind towards you. They're going to think you're angry. They're going to think you're doing things for negative reasons where they might actually be for neutral reasons. So silence can be interpreted in a very negative way. The problem with the alternative, which is bottling it up, is that there's only so much time you can bottle something before it begins to blow up. And you become so flooded that you have a whole lot of unprocessed anger coming up. And the problem with unprocessed anger is it's actually going to make your partner more and more silent, and you get into a vicious circle. And either you're arguing all the time, or you get into the other thing, which is equally unhappy, which is what I call a zombie marriage, where for one of you, something has died inside and there's despair there. The other person might think it's going along okay, but actually the reason it's going along okay is because one partner has actually switched off and has effectively opted out of the marriage. They're there physically, but emotionally they're not there. So that's what happens if you don't go and deal with a problem. It just gets worse and worse. What's the positive of doing it? Well, you can begin to set up a positive circle rather than a negative circle. And in a positive circle is I do something nice for you and you do something nice for me, and that encourages me to do something nice, and we get into that positive cycle. Because at the very heart of couple counselling is I teach communication. I help you to communicate better in a way that your partner can actually hear, and I also help you to hear and understand your partner. And when you can talk through problems, most of them get cut down to a sort of size where you can actually resolve them. It's only when you stay silent when things get harder and harder. So why go for couple counselling? Because it's going to make a positive change. And even if actually at the very end of it you decide that you can't continue with your relationship, that positive communication is going to be really useful, because if you're going to separate and you've got children, you're still going to need to be co-parents, and so all the work on communicating better is never going to be wasted. But I find that with most people who come for couple counselling, actually they don't decide to part. They decide to effectively renew their love for each other and fall back in love. So if you're interested in finding out more about couple counselling, click on the links below this post.